Hey everybody, this is that German guy Josh Runquist, and I'm here with the guys in I.N.C. who's going to be doing a set here at the 7th Street entry in Minneapolis, Minnesota. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Doing all right.
Good.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, not a problem. I'm glad I could see you guys. I've been hearing a lot about you guys, and then when I got the opportunity to interview you guys, I really wanted to hit that up and make that happen.
I appreciate you being here, man.
Yep. Not a problem. So just for everyone listening, if you could go around the table and introduce yourselves.
I'm Anthony, I play guitar.
I'm Dennis, lead vocal.
I'm EriK, I play guitar as well.
Kyle, play the drums.
Dave on bass.
Awesome. Once again, it's great to see you guys, and this will be my first time being able to see you guys, but I'm really looking forward to what you guys can pull off tonight.
Cool.
Looking forward to being here. First time in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, cool. So I didn't miss any shows here. This is the first one.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, first thing, this tour, of course, you guys have been around for a couple decades now, and you guys play like a really cool combination of metal and everything. How'd you guys get hooked up with Tantric?
That's like the question everybody asks us.
We're still trying to figure that out.
It's just, listen, it's about availability, right? The album came out end of October, and our manager gave us our choices, and this year, the one choice was Tantric, and we really wanted to go out on tour right when the album was released, so we could do press and promotion, and so I mean you're here, we've been doing lots of press, so we figured let's just do this tour. It'll also be good for us to kind of get back into the swing of touring because we haven't toured for 25 years, so it'd be a good way for us to kind of get back into shape, get the hang of touring again. And so we took it, and it hasn't been bad, man. I mean, people are pretty open-minded, even though Tantric is quite the opposite of what we do. But we find that, I personally, I love all kinds of music. So I think it's kind of cool to go to a show where you get a really heavy band and then suddenly this atmospheric rock band comes out. I think it's kind of cool to mix it up. So it's been, people have been very open, and we've had great shows.
Well, I'm really glad to see that too. I love being that kind of musically open and everything, because you never know where there's going to be good music if you don't go and look for it.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, like going to a Tantric show, you don't necessarily expect thrash, heavy power metal band going to be there.
Yeah.
And if you dig what you hear, then you just found a new band just from being openly minded. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's good to just have a new crowd to kind of harvest new fans, because obviously we're more thrash, but it's good to kind of open people's minds up and say, wow, I just heard something brand new and I really like it, so maybe we're turning brand new fans to thrash on at these shows.
It's a really good way to go about it. I'm glad to see something cool like that as well. And of course, you guys are in support of your new album, which just came out last month. What went into the process this time around for the new album?
Everyone looks at me. I mean, the process has always been the same. I've always written the songs. I mean, now though it's a little bit different because technology is just really cool now. I can actually record a whole song and just give it to the guys, and they all put their little flavors on it and their own.
From 5,000 miles away.
From 5,000 miles away. I live on the island of Cyprus in the Mediterranean, actually.
Oh, very nice.
So we Skype, like the band gets together with Skype, and we just...
The land of goat meat and feta.
Yeah. and actually it's odd because I find it easier to write songs together than, in 1987 when we all had to actually get in the same room, and the song was only up here in my mind, and I had to try to explain it to them. Whereas now I can record it all, I can send it to them, email it to them, and they hear it right away, and they get it, and they can put on their own little personalities and flavors. And so it's actually easier today than it was in the 80s.
It really is, because we kind of go back and forth, and it's instant, and we're not in the same room, so we can't punch each other or anything. And everybody throws in their opinions, and we can change things, and I don't know, it works out pretty good, I think.
Yeah, we have our own little recording. Like Dennis has his own little recording studio. So I send him a song, and he sends me different versions of what he thinks, and I send him different versions of what I think, and then it just kind of it builds up and just finishes with by sending it back and forth. We can finish a song from 5,000 miles away, just different versions, and what you hear on the album is probably the 20th version of the song.
Oh, sure. With that said, though, with being able to Skype and everything, does that put it like a time restraint on you for like getting the album done, or does that give you more of a time to make everything the way you want it to be?
Well, with this new album, we actually had plenty of time. You know, with Heaven Sent, we got back together in 2010, around in February, and within 5 months we were recording the album. We actually were, you know, trying to learn about who we were while we were recording the album. But after we finished Heaven Sent Hellbound, we had 2 years, you know, so we really we took our time. We kept making different versions and just getting the songs better and better. So there was no time constraints on this album, and we're actually working already on the next album. We already started to write new songs, and so we like to take our time. You know, the songs come out best that way.
Very cool.
Looks like you don't have the video camera on because Dave just squirted
Peter North just come through there?
Dave's mayonnaise is shot all over his chest, man.
Holy shit.
Give me my wah-wah pedal. The porn music.
That's going to make the best of Bukkake video right there. I'm sorry.
Just as interesting of the as the shows we perform, it's just life on the road. There's just a million stories to go around, so we'll leave it at that. But
Well, that's the way it should be too. I mean, it shouldn't always just be like boring on the road and then fun on stage. I mean, it's going to be a fun overall experience.
oh yeah, well, there's a lot of logistics involved in the travel time, and you just see new faces, new cities. You're meeting all people from all walks of life, and it makes for some good conversation. But it's fun. We're enjoying it.
The weather's been crazy though, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I was wearing shorts like 2 days ago.
Yeah, we came from Phoenix, Arizona. It was like in the 80s, and like 2 days later, we were in Denver. It was 2 degrees, and we all got like colds. We all caught colds, and so you know. And obviously, this time of year is always weird because the weather changes so fast. Now we're in like record colds, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
And for me, I live on an island that's like always like 80 degrees, so I'm like dying right now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, it's just amazing to go from city to city. Every city has its own like personalities. And we went to Vegas, we went to LA, we're here in Minneapolis. It's awesome, you know. I love traveling and seeing different cities and people, and it's fun, man.
It really is awesome just meeting new people, and I agree. It's quite an experience.
Seeing different places and being able to play in them.
We went to the Grand Canyon. We all had that on our bucket list. We went to the Grand Canyon. It was just amazing. So,
Oh yeah, it's very much so.
we're like tourists disguised as musicians, you know.
But again, that is a great way to look about it. I mean, like when you're going out on tour, there's like so much time that you have between going to the show and playing the show. So I mean, you got to fill up your time doing something. So like, you know, like having a good bucket list like that, like going to the Grand Canyon and exploring all the different places that you're going to, makes it that much more.
Yeah, you got to try to have fun. You
Absolutely.
Because you end up, listen, we're all together, we're enclosed in this tin can that we call an RV. And we sleep in it, we drive in it. So, you know, whenever we get a chance, you know, we went to Hoover Dam as well. You know, whenever, you know, in LA, we went down to Venice Beach, you know, for a day. Whenever you get a chance to get out and explore, you know, that's what makes it worthwhile. Because we love playing, you know, the fans come to the show and they see the band playing, but there's a whole process of getting the band there and driving and then unloading and then sound checks. You know, you're exhausted by the time you go on stage, really, you know, because there's so much that happened that whole day. So, you know, whenever you can get some fun, exciting things, that's what fuels you, you know, makes you feel like, okay, this is like awesome, you know, I got to see something I've never seen before.
And process is an understatement. It's more like a battle.
Yeah, it is a battle.
You got that right.
I mean, sometimes, you know, you have like a 10-hour drive. We played in Denver and we had a show in Waterloo. Next day it was a 14-hour drive. So we left, we finished playing, we sold merch, we loaded up and we drove like all night. I mean, after playing, and we had driven 9 hours over the Rocky Mountains in a snowstorm to get to Denver.
At 20 miles an hour.
So we were already dead. So, I mean, you know, there's a lot of band goes through to get from show to show, and people don't realize, like, it's hard, man. It's hard to get you know, the traveling and all that. So, but, you know, overall, man, it's just been a blast. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
I'm so glad to see that too, and it is kind of hard for some fans to realize that. You know, it's like with the time constraints of like getting to the shows on time and making sure that you're prepared.
We never get on time. We never get on time.
Well, I mean, like even with this, it's like I have zero problem with you guys like getting your food and everything done because that's van life. I mean, you guys got to eat and get ready for everything.
Yeah, this is like, dude, in the morning we wake up, we eat like a little fruit, maybe a granola bar, and then we go like 9 hours without eating, 10 hours without eating. This is like
without showering.
Yeah, well, yeah. We've gone like 3 days without showering. It's not nice.
He knows I can tell by smelling it.
Well, with the recorder I have, you cannot pick up the smell, but you can go by word. So
Right.
We can take our word for it.
You know, with a tour like this, have you guys discovered any new music, like from local scenes, or anyone telling you to check out any recommendations on this tour?
Actually, a couple of nights ago, we played in
Waterloo.
Cherry Valley, Illinois, and we played with
Super Bob.
Super Bob.
Super Bob was kick-ass, man. They're from DC.
Holy cow, man!
They're not quite local, but they were definitely an eye catcher.
They're a different band than us. They're kind of like a Rob Zombie meets POD or something. Like the singer kind of raps. But like they had this like awesome show. I mean, they
had this whole
wow.
set choreographed, and it's something to see.
They play "Sexy and You Know It," man. Which is my kids love that song, and when they played it, it's like a heavy version of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a whole show. I mean, it was great. I mean, all the bands have been really cool. You know, I mean, it's
everywhere we play.
It's always like a family because we all understand each other's kind of
It's a big
situation.
community. I mean, we all know everyone's going through the same problems, climbing over the same obstacles, but we're all doing it for the same reason.
And it's cool because like bands open up for us and stuff, and then you see them in the crowd like cheering for us. It's like then we cheer for them, we clap. I mean, it is a community, and we all just support each other in any way we can.
That's the way it's got to be too. I mean, like when anyone playing this kind of music or like rock and metal in general, it's hard to get people to want to be into that and go to shows. So like all the bands playing together got to be out there to support each other just to get the word out, let alone make everything else happen.
That's exactly it, man.
Absolutely.
So you guys mentioned before that you already have ideas for the next album. Is it too early to say like where you'd be heading in the direction for the next album?
I mean, I'm always for bigger and bigger. Always try to outdo what we did the last time. More instrumentation. Like I kind of introduced piano a little bit on Black Hearse Serenade. There's more piano probably in the next one. It's also the album has heavier, faster songs.
Orchestration and choirs and all sorts of samples.
I've written like 5 ballads, man. Not to say there's going to be 5 ballads on the next album. I'm just saying that like the entire new album has been written on acoustic guitar. I play acoustic guitar almost exclusively now. So it has a more kind of open and organic feel to it. But it's heavy. I mean, it's heavy. It's hard to kind of like describe it in words. I mean, even the new album, because the new album goes in so many, and Black Hearse Serenade goes in so many different directions. I want to keep that element of surprise there. When a fan puts on an album, they're like, whoa, it's completely different again, I just want to keep switching it up, but it's we have like 25 songs already that we've written, so we'll see, man. We'll see what the final product sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about the new album is I love the diversity on the album. I mean, it's like you're not hearing the same song over and over again. I mean, there's just like so many peaks and valleys in this music. It makes it so enjoyable to listen to from start to finish.
I mean, that's what I've always loved about these guys and I.N.C. The first album, Razorback in 1987, every song kind of had its own flavor. Visitor also did that, and we always want to kind of surprise. But I think you owe it to your fans to not buy the same record over and over again, not buy the same song over and over again. You listen to a radio station, you hear a band, and you hear, wow, that's a good album, and then you buy the album. You hear a great song, and you buy the album, and you're like, well, every song kind of sounds like that first song I heard on the radio. It has the same pattern. The singer sounds the same. The blueprint is all the same. I think like I'm a big Killers fan. I know Killers ain't metal, but I love the Killers because every song they've ever written sounds nothing like the previous song you listen to. And if I could kind of incorporate that into I.N.C, where every song is a surprise, every song has its own life and DNA, I think we've done our job.
Yeah, it's definitely a great way to go about it. I know as a fan and as a drummer, I love listening to albums that have those kind of dynamics, and it's not always just the same thing all the way through.
Right.
Even though there are great bands who do that for every album that they do, and I'm no way knocking them. It's just I always gravitate more towards the dynamic albums. So it's great to see that you guys are gonna keep doing that as well.
You always want to give, the fans who actually buy the album their money's worth. You're gonna spend $8.99 on the MP3s. You want to really mix it up and just make it fun for them.
Yeah, exactly. So, is there any more plans of touring after this current tour?
Well, we'll finish this, and we're hoping that this is a stepping stone for something much bigger. I mean, we're really out here to prove to the industry and to ourselves that we can do it, and we are doing it. And once we finish this, our album's moving up on the charts on the CMJ rock charts. So it's getting played on hundreds of stations now. We get great reviews. The album's out there selling. So now we've moved up a couple of notches. So now we should be open for bigger things. So this is was the first step, and now we're going to take the second step after the New Year's. After we assess things and we get some offers, we'll absolutely be back out there.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I'm hoping you guys are able to get some more great tours in 2015 because it's a great album to tour behind.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. We appreciate the support.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think we really put our heart into the CD, and like I said, the band's been around a long time, and although we took a long time off, the music, and not only ourselves personally, the music has matured to a whole different level, and I think this CD reflects that maturity. I think it captures it, what we were really shooting for. Heaven Sent Hellbound was us coming off of, 2 decades of just doing our own thing, and now, it was still like a feeling out process, a learning process of getting back into the songwriting process and recording process. But now here we are with Black Hearse. It's a little more experienced, a little more mature, and I think we captured that on this recording.
Oh, so very cool. Well, I'm glad to see all the success that's happening for you guys, and I'm hoping that it just keeps going in the future.
Thanks, bro.
Well. Just to wrap things up here, so you guys can finish up your eating and, of course, get ready to play tonight. Is there anything else that you guys would like to bring up that I've not brought up yet?
Well, a couple things. One and foremost, what people don't realize is, a lot of bands out on the road, in order to survive, especially in the early days, we're all regular guys. We have jobs back home, and we have families, and now that we're older, we have a lot of other obligations. And but one interesting, angle or caveat of the band is that Dennis and I, when we're not out on tour, we're both career firefighters, and we actually, EriK wrote some music, and we took that music and wrote a song. Dennis and I wrote the lyrics in tribute to all the firefighters across the world, or the nation. And it's pretty interesting. We're going to do a little push behind that, a little PR campaign behind that. Firefighting, just like the music, just like being in a band is a brotherhood, firefighting is a brotherhood. We're blessed enough to have, if you talk to any firefighter, a lot of them will tell you it's their dream job, and we feel that way as well. But Dennis and I feel even more blessed to have 2 dream jobs. We play in this band, we have our firefighting career, and there's legions for sure of firefighters that are heavy metal fans. So we're trying to reach out to them and capture them and show them the tide of the brotherhood. Kyle is also the son of Dennis's coworker, and so he has a tie to the job as well. And that's one thing. And secondly, and I don't think this goes mentioned enough, is the fact of is what you do for bands like us. You take the time to come on the show, interview the bands, review the show, push our music. I think without guys like yourself doing what you do, we wouldn't have the success we have. We wouldn't be able to sustain what we have. It's an incredibly difficult business. You know, AC/DC put it best. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. You know, and I think getting up to that top requires assistance from a lot of people. It's not
breaks,
just the band,
you know?
breaks, and guys like yourself for doing what you do. We are greatly in debt to that. And
I commend you for just coming out on this cold ass night. Jesus.
So thank you for doing that, and it means a lot to us.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for your duties as firefighters. And
Thank
everything.
you.
That is very courageous of you guys, and I'm glad to see people are still wanting to help people in emergencies and all of that stuff that's going on. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And also, likewise, I mean, like, if it wasn't for bands like you that I want to support that aren't getting like the top 40 play and everything, some people might not be able to hear it. So I feel honored that I'm able to support bands like you and others that come to town that I truly love the music for and want to be able to push it. So to me, it's always mutual. Like for interviews, it's like I want to be able to support the bands I do care about, and I'm glad that they feel the same way back. So
Oh yeah, man. It's all a brotherhood, man. It's all
right.
about like sticking together and just
It's
helping
huge
each other
for
out.
us to have you here.
We appreciate it, though. Thank you
it's
so
all
much.
music, and you know, it's like no matter what form of music that you listen to, it's important that you listen to music and support in any way you can.
Definitely.
All right, so just to wrap this up, thanks again for doing this interview. I can't wait to see you guys kicking ass on stage in just a little bit, and of course have a great rest of the tour as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming out.
It's great meeting you.
We'll hang out, man. We'll hang out, have some beers, man.
Oh, that sounds great, man. Awesome. So once again, this has been I.N.C, and this is that German guy Josh Runquist. Make sure to pick up Black Hearse Serenade if you haven't already, and if these guys come anywhere near you, please go check them out. This is that German guy. Thank you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.